Okay, in this part now, we are going to talk about metric units and metric conversions. So here now, I take example here as meter, which is the unit of distance. But it can be changed. Instead of M here, you can write L, which is liter. You can write F, which is farad. You can write HZ, which is hertz. Whatever is the unit. I'm talking about here just as example of meter. But you can put any unit here in the middle. Okay? You can put second, you can put any unit. So here, for example, now, as we know, 1 meter equals how many centimeters? 1 meter equals how many centimeters? Okay, it equals 100 centimeters. Okay, so that means we can change from meter into centimeter. Okay, so 1 meter equals 100 centimeters. So that means in this case, I'm converting from meter unit to centimeter unit. Okay, what about if I want to change from centimeter to meter? Okay, I can. So 100 centimeters equals how many meters? It equals 1 meter. Good. And we know that 1 kilometer equals 1,000 meters. So 1 kilometer, it equals 1,000 meters. So that means if I want to change from kilometer into meter, this is my direction. I multiply by 10 power 3, which is 10 power 3 means 3 zeros. That means 1,000. So multiplying any number on the kilo, I multiply it by 10 power 3 to get what is its result in meter. So if I tell you now, there is here 2 kilometers. 2 kilometers. How many meters is it? So you're going to multiply this 2 by 10 power 3, which is 1,000. 10 power 3, 1,000 times 2 is going to be 2,000. So 2,000 now, it will give you 2,000 what? Meter. So that means now you are moving from kilometer, which is on the left, to meter, which is in the middle. So that means to change from big, which is kilometer, into a smaller one, which is meter. So from big, you are moving to the small. This is your way, as you see, from left to right, and these ones are the directions what to do. So what I need to know is, these parts are greater than 1 meter, but these parts are smaller than 1 meter. So these parts that they are greater now, if you want to move to them, if you want to move now from big to small, you're going to multiply by 10 with a positive power. Why? To increase the number. So this number is only 2 kilometers. So the number alone without the unit, it's 2. But kilometer, if you want to move it in 2 meter, this number that is 2, it has to be increased. So you multiply it by a positive number, which is 10 power 3, a positive and a big number. So you multiply it by this number in order to get what? Big number, which is 2,000 meters. So that means here, the units are bigger, but their numbers that are here will be smaller. So that means when you move to them to go to smaller unit, the number has to be greater with the smaller unit. So 2 kilometers, it equals 2,000 meters. So now, these directions now are clear. So if you want to move from kilometer into meter, this is your way. This is your way. Multiply the number that is here, 2, multiply it by 10 power 3, we're going to get how many meters? You're going to find it what? 2,000 what? Meters. Same thing for any unit here. If I want to change from megameter or megahertz or mega of any unit, okay, for example, I have 3 mega, okay, I want to change it into meter or into hertz. I multiply it by 10 power 6. I multiply this 3 by 10 power 6. It's going to be 3 million. 10 power 6 means 6 zeros, which is 1 million times 3. It's going to be what? 3 million meter. So megameter, shabab, it means 3 million meter. 3 megahertz, it means 3 million hertz. 3 megafarad, it gives you 3 million farad, whatever is the unit. I hope you understand now. So if I want to move from these units now into this unit, which is in the middle, I multiply by these numbers. So I need to memorize these numbers now and I link them. So Dika, it's 10 power 1. hecto 10 power 2, kilo is 10 power 3, and mega here 10 power 6, and giga is 10 power 9, and tera is 10 power 12, and beta is 10 power 15. I need to memorize it. Okay, now on the other side, from the left side, it's the same. If I want to change from millimeter, for example, now I have 3,000 millimeter. 3,000 what? Millimeter. I want to convert it into meter. So this is my way. It will go this way, you see? Exactly, it will go this way, right? It will go this way, 2 meter. So what is my way? My way says along with these directions, right? So I need to multiply by 10 power negative 3. So 10 power negative 3, that it means the same like if you multiplying by 0.001. So 10 power negative 3, it means 0.001. So you're multiplying by 3,000, you will get what? You will get 3 meters. So 3,000 millimeters, if you want to change it into meter, you need to multiply it by 10 power negative 3. It will give you exactly 3 meters. So micro here, micrometer, microhertz, microfarad, micro whatever is it. If you want to change it to the basic unit, the main unit, or the SI unit, so you need to multiply by 10 power negative 6. I hope you memorize these ones now. So this is 10 power negative 1, and here centi. And again, centi is not just for centimeter, centi for any other unit. It can be centifarad, centimeter, centi with anything, with any unit. So that means if you change from centi of a unit into the main unit, which is the SI unit, you multiply by 10 power negative 2. Okay, so that means these rows are, these arrows are very important where to go. Okay, what about if I want to know, if I want to get now, if I want to change now from meter into millimeter. Okay, so I want to move in the opposite direction. Here's the note. If you want to move in the opposite direction now, it changed the power, the sign of the power. Here, the sign of the power is negative 3, so change it to be what? Positive 3. So if you want to change from 3 meter into millimeter now, you're going to move in the opposite direction. So you multiply by 10 power positive 3, not negative 3. So that means it's going to be 3 times 10 to the power of 3. 3 times 1,000 will give you 3,000 what? 3,000 millimeter. And so on for all these units. Okay, we take examples now. We take examples. If I give you now 6 hertz, 6 megahertz. Here, for example, now, or 5, I have 5 megahertz. It equals how many hertz? It equals how many hertz? This is the unit of frequency. So that means I have 5 megahertz. I want to convert it into hertz. So where is mega now? This is mega, you see? And I'm going to change it from megahertz into the hertz itself. So I'm going to move it like this, the meter, but it's going to be what? Hertz. So that means this is my way. This is now my way. So I change the number here, I multiply it by 10 power 6, and I get this one. So that means I'm going to multiply this 5 times 10 power 6. So that means you can leave it like 10 power 6, which is a standard or scientific notification, or you can write it like 5 million hertz, or you can keep it like 5 times 10 to the power of 6 hertz. Okay, another example. If I have 0.3 microfarad, and I want to change it into what? Into farad. Okay, now I have the unit in what? In microfarad. I want to change it to farad. So that means from small into big. So that means where is micro? This is micro. So I'm going to change from micro into the standard, which is what? The basic unit here in the conversion. So what I do now, this is my way. So I'm going to multiply by 10 power negative 6. So that means it's going to be 0.3 times 10 to the power of what? Of negative 6 what? Farad. So this is the answer. Okay, another example now. If I want to change 0.03 liter into milliliter, and pay attention. Mega, it's capital letter, while milli is small. Okay, so that means there's a difference between millimeter and megameter. I hope it's clear. This one is capital and this one is what? Is small. So if I want to make now from 0.03 liter into what? Milliliter. So that means I'm changing from the main unit into the milli, right? So that means I'm moving in the opposite direction. So I need to multiply by this number, but I change the sign of the opposite. So that means it's going to be 0.03 times 10 to the power of positive 3. So that means it's going to be 0.03 times what? Times 1000, right, Shabab? So that means in this case, whenever you move 2 steps here, you cancel 2 zeros. So then it's going to be 3 times 10, which equals what? 30 milliliter. Is that clear? So that means these ones now to convert from any unit to the other one, just you need to memorize these ones here. Okay, another example here. If I tell you I have 5 times 10 to the power of 19 nanometer, and I want to change it into meter. And I want to change it into what? Into meter. Where is nanometer? This is nanometer. And I want to change it into what? Meter. Again, nanometer or nanoliter or nanohertz or nanofarad, whatever is the unit is, regardless of what the unit is, as long as there is nano here as prefix, that means I do this way. And I'm changing into the main way. So what I do here now, I multiply by 10 power negative. So that means it's going to be 5 times 10 to the power of 19 times 10 power negative 9. Now, when I multiply, I add just the values. 10 power 19 times 10 is going to be 10. And you add 19 and negative 9, it's going to be what? 10. Then you write what? Meter. So that means 5 times 10 to the power of 19 nanometer. It equals 5 times 10 to the power of 10 meter. I hope it's clear now, and you have examples to solve and to practice on. Thank you. Goodbye.